Cruisin' on 7, brought to you by...
With locations in Saskatchewan, Alberta, and Manitoba, the Capital Auto Group has over 2,500 vehicles to choose from. We take pride in customer service and we don't work on commission. Get your next classic from Capital.
And Doug Hunter, and they're with the Ford Mercury Club of Saskatchewan. Is that right?
Sask Ford Mercury Club.
Sask Ford Mercury Club. Okay, tell me a little bit what's happening today, Jim, and then we'll get Doug in here too.
This is our second of 3 car shows this 2017 season. We hold our car shows the Sunday after the first Tuesday of every month during June, July, and August.
This is a memory quiz here.
Yes. And yeah, beautiful weather this day. We have a small entry fee for registrants, $10 for non-members of the club, $5 for members of the club, and pretty much everything goes to the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. You guys were here last month when we did our donation of $4,000 to JDRF, and they were quite pleased.
Very good. So Doug, jump in here a little bit. You're the apparel guy, you said to me. What does that mean?
Well, I coordinate
What you're wearing?
Yes, that's right, what I'm wearing. Unfortunately, this particular shirt's not available anymore. But yes, I coordinate. We have hoodies, winter jackets, summer jackets, and I coordinate the buying and purchasing of that.
Okay, so what have we got here? What's some of the swag that's hanging on the front table here?
This is a T-shirt we have. It's only $15. This is a club hat. It's $20.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's a very nice hat. Yeah, check that out, huh? Beautiful.
Interesting thing about our T-shirt, it's got the ledge building on it. It's got an A&W billboard in support of JDRF. It's got a Ford logo, and the 3 cars on the front of the T-shirt are all club members' cars.
Cool. All it's missing is an Access logo.
Yeah, exactly.
We put you on the spot. It's okay. Well, so it's you know, clubs for car clubs are not just about the guys themselves. You say you're donating to the community, you're helping out. Why is that?
It's part of
a tough question.
It's a part of our giving, and in fact, after the car show today, we're going to do a rolling car show down Albert Street, and we're going to have a 1-hour car show at Parkside. Extended care. So we're going to, get the opportunity for the seniors who cannot get out of their residence a chance to see some of these old, beautiful cars.
Right. I see some draws over there, Doug. What are we doing over there?
Well, we have what looks like an engine block is actually a barbecue. It flips up.
Okay.
And we also have a barbecue, a fire pit, I should say, but we don't have it here with us today.
Okay.
Donated by Russell Metals. The barbecue is donated by Certified Plumbing and Heating. And,
and the proceeds from all that go to, or what do we do with that?
They go to JDRF.
JDRF?
Yes.
Oh, you guys are nothing but good fellows, huh?
Oh yes, they love us. In fact, we got a great partnership. At their walk in June, we have about a dozen cars down there to support them, and then they come up and support us with our steak night. We have a club steak night right around Valentine's Day, kind of an off-season social for our club, and they come out and they sell 50/50s. In the past couple of years, they've raised about $1,000 each evening in about 3 hours.
Sounds good. Anything else you want to share with us, Doug, in closing?
Well, it's an open car show. Everybody's welcome to bring their car down. All proceeds go to JDRF.
And you guys do a Wednesday too, don't you?
It's informal. It's an informal get-together. We call it Wheeling on Wednesday, and it's here at this location.
Sounds good. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you on Wednesdays.
Thanks, Bob.
I'm here with James and Josepha Scott, and they've got a ride. Would you call it again?
I call it Drive It Like You Find It.
I love it. And this is your daughter here with you.
Yep. Yeah, she's got her car right here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a car girl. Oh,
yeah.
Father and daughter team.
Yep.
Ah. So what are you driving?
2017 Toyota 86.
Oh, okay, cool.
My-
Tell us a little bit about your car.
It's just a new one. I've got my old one at home, so.
Oh, what's your old one?
1984 Chevy K30,
K30. What's a K30?
a 1-ton truck.
1-ton truck.
Crew cab long box.
Really?
Yeah. It's an old square body.
That's cool. guys are a team, huh? So tell us. Oh, you got another one here.
My 63 Belvedere and my son's Mustang.
Oh my God, you got your son here too.
Yep.
That is so cool. Okay, so let's start with the Chevy here a little bit. Where did you drive it as you find it? Where did you find this car?
Up in Saskatoon. Father bought it for his son. They were working on it. Son wasn't doing no work, so the dad put it up for sale, and here it is.
Oh man, so this is a 63
Chevy Bel Air.
Chevy Bel Air. I got a 56 Chevy Bel Air. I love it. So okay, so where'd you find it in Kijiji or something like that?
No, it was on a used car club on Facebook.
Okay. So what's your plans? Just drive it as it is?
I'm depending on what it takes to do the engine. I might do up the engine in the car.
Yeah.
But as it is, just drive it the way it is.
I love it. I love that. You know, it's almost like a rat rod thing, only in reverse kind of thing, reverse engineering. So how long have you had the car?
About 2 months.
2 months, okay.
Yeah.
So what have you got over here beside us? You got a moped. Oh.
63 Belvedere. This one I just bought last month, $400.
You're the man. Oh.
And I've called it Trusty Rusty.
Rusty. So how did you infect? And I think you got a son over there.
And my son, he's kind of wanted a car for a while. It's his first car. He wanted a Mustang, so saw this one parked at a house for sale. Stopped by, talked to the guy. There you go.
So is everybody happy at home with all this iron on the driveway?
Definitely.
What is it? Does your mother have anything to say about this at all?
No, she likes them. She gets to ride shotgun, so she's okay with it.
So this is a family that rides together, stays together.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, that is so cool.
I also got a 41 Oldsmobile.
41 Oldsmobile?
66 Renault.
Oh my God, you guys got a yard and you got a big truck. Yeah. What's the truck again?
1984 Chevy K30, 1 ton with a crew cab and a long box and a 454 engine.
Oh my God, what are you doing with that? Landscaping or what?
No, just driving it. It's just a collector because it's an old square body.
Very cool. Well, thanks for joining us on Cruising on 7. It's family fun here. Love it.
Cool. Have a good day, man.
You bet. So we're here with Jack Harmer, and he's got a 69 Chevelle?
1968 Beaumont.
68 Beaumont. Oh, that's the Canadian version.
There is strictly Canadian, yes.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the car. Where did it come from?
I found the car probably 22 years ago in Moose Jaw.
Oh, did you?
And it needed a little bit of work, as a lot of the treasures do. Yes. And slowly over the last 20 years, I've did this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it's...
I love that blue on there. What's that color called?
I don't know the name. I was trying to decide what color to paint it when it was getting time to paint the vehicle. And I was driving around, and this, I think it was 2002 Subaru Impreza drove by with this color. And the paint reflected in the sunlight back to me, and I said, I want that color.
That's my color.
So I phoned Subaru and got the color code, and when it came time, I gave it to my painter, and...
away you go. The rest is history. So you found the car in Moose Jaw. How'd you find it? Just through Kijiji or something?
No, I was actually...
I should be advertising for Kijiji.
Yeah. My son was 15 at the time.
Okay.
And he decided that Dad should help him buy a vehicle. And I said, what we'll do is we'll find a vehicle that needs work, and you and I over the next year will work on this vehicle. By the time you're 16, it'll be hopefully roadworthy, and it'll be your car.
That doesn't look like that happened here.
No, well, the story was that I found out that through one of the people at work that a friend of hers just got married, and he was asked to get rid of several of his projects.
Oh, so you're getting married, you got to dump some of the cars. It's exchange. Yeah. What's your priority here, guy?
Exactly. So I went out to have a look, and we kind of liked this car, so I drove it back to Regina. And our newfound partnership lasted about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So I figured, well, we'll work on it, or I will fix it up and make a little money and in resale.
Yeah.
And the more I worked on it, the more I fell in love with it, and especially when I found out it was a Canadian vehicle, made strictly in Canada.
The Beaumont, yes.
So one thing led to another, and 20-some years later, and several $1,000.
Probably a couple grand, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing, chump
Yeah,
change.
just don't tell the wife. But,
Keep snicking it out of the milk money. Yeah?
Exactly. But it's something, that it'll hopefully never lose its value, that the value will appreciate. I mean, I doubt very much I'll let it go anyway, but, it was a very, very good investment, and especially when you like this type of thing.
So it's a 68 Beaumont SD. What does that mean?
That's a Sports Deluxe. That's kind of like the Chevelle SS, but a lot of people don't understand what the SD stands for. I've heard so many people say, you know, it's a Super Duty, but no, it's Sports Deluxe.
Oh, very cool car. Well, you did a nice job of it. Those wheels on there, what are those wheels?
Those are Krager mags, and I had to get those because back in this era, that was what all the muscle cars had, was a Krager.
They're classics.
Absolutely. So I got those, and I tried to keep it as close to the actual car as it came off the assembly line as I could, with the exception of the color and, of course, the engine.
A little bit of chrome stuff on there in the engine.
A little bit of muscle in the engine, and
you got to have that.
but the interior's all stock. And
sweet job. You did a great job. Congratulations.
thank you very much.
What does your son think now?
He likes it when we go for a ride. And of course, I never let him know. I'll never let him forget that it could have been his.
Could have been his. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
I'm sure somehow these things end up going down the family tree anyway.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Will Leach, and he has sort of the people's car, huh?
Yes, yeah, the 75 people's car. Belongs to my daughter, actually. It was left to her in an estate.
Left to her in an estate?
Yeah.
Does she have an aunt or uncle?
My brother passed away, so it would be her uncle. He had rebuilt it and got it all polished up. And
he didn't leave it with you, Will? He left it to your daughter?
Yeah.
He skipped a generation, but you're driving it, I see.
I think he liked her better. But, yeah.
What does she think of it? Does she cruise around?
Loves it. She's had about 6 years. We probably only put about 500 kilometers a year on it, if that. But now she's had it for, like, say, 6 years. Time to find a
new owner?
A new home for
her. Oh, I see you got a for sale sign there. We won't ask you how much you're asking, so it's...
I don't even know. I've got something like 10,000 in my head, but I got to see what the market will be.
So did she do anything to it, or did your brother do all the work?
My brother did all the work. The fenders are off, doors are off. It's all new rubber on the windows. Like, it was totally taken apart, painted, and then new gaskets, new rubber, and everything put back on.
Cool. Well, you got a great car here. You got the people's car. We won't say who thought of the idea. No. Well, I think it was Dr. Porsche, maybe. Yeah?
Yes, it was. It was Porsche. It was a German.
Yeah, good for him. So what do you got in the back? A spoiler or something?
Yeah, a little bit just for show, but it's very rare. It was called a California Bug. Has the sunroof. Not a lot of the Volkswagens have the solid metal sunroof. A lot had the cloth. So that's one of the unique things about it.
Oh, it's a beautiful
And then
car.
the engine was beefed up and made a little bit bigger. And
looks like you even got a sound system in there, huh?
Yeah,
Of a type.
cassette sound system. It was like it would be a year older. It would still have an 8-track.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, enjoy the car, and thanks for joining us on Cruising on 7.
Yeah, thank you.
We've actually talked to Jim before at Grenfell, but today is such a beautiful day. The car's red, and you've got the sunroof open. And what I'm intrigued with, I've never seen, I was going to say 58, 59, but it's a 60 T-Bird, isn't it?
Yeah, 60's the last year of the Square Birds, and the only year where they did the sunroof, and they only made about 2,500 with the sunroof, whereas they made about 11,000 convertibles.
11,000 convertibles. Is this factory, or is this?
That's a factory piece. That's an air deflector. It actually works. I've gone down a highway smoking a cigar, and with the sunroof wide open, the smoke goes straight up and out. So it must be working. They must have tested it in a wind tunnel or I don't know what.
I love it. Well, it's a great thing. You've got the suicide knob on there, which is that illegal these days? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a beautiful car. The scheme is great. The red on white. I just loved it, and I couldn't resist talking to you again about it.
Everybody loves this car, and I've nicknamed it Sassy. That was a good name for her.
Thanks a lot for joining us on Cruising on 7.
Thank you.
Take care. So we're here with Taylor Hoyk. Sorry, but I wanted to say it another way. Things get stuck in my brain sometime like that. So Taylor, what have you got here? You got the big truck here. What have we got here?
Yeah, it's a 2017 F-150 Platinum. I just picked it up on the 22nd of June. It's got less than 3,000 kilometers on it already. So I just turned 25, graduated SIAST or Sask Polytechnic. So
you just graduated and you bought yourself this big truck.
yeah, graduated, got the job, turned 25, and that's what I got for myself.
You're living large. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it every
minute. What did you take at Sask Polytech?
Water Resource Engineering Technology.
And you got a job right away?
Yeah, I'm working with SNC Lavalin, working in the lab. So.
Sweet. So why was this on your list? What was going on here?
Well, ever since I was younger, I've always wanted my 25th birthday to be something special for me. It was on the 25th of June, so it was kind of that.
Is that your birthday, the 25th?
The 25th of June, I turned 25. So.
Oh, there's a lot of 25s going on here.
Yeah, so that's why I figured, you know what, I got to do something special for myself. And I was in the market for a new truck-ish. So, and I just said, you know what, I'm doing it. I want to get my new truck. I want to enjoy it, and I want to have fun with it.
Where did you buy it at?
I bought it at Bennett Dunlop in Regina here. So.
Oh, good advertising. So who was the sales guy?
Adrian Dennis.
Did he treat you well?
Absolutely. I've known him since I was a kid. So my parents have dealt with him their whole time buying new vehicles. So does my brother, and so have I. So.
Hey, that's a shout out to him. We actually have from time to time other automobile sponsors, but what the heck?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So why a Platinum? Why it's a Ford 150, right?
Yeah. So the Platinum, it's the only step up from this would have been a Limited, but you can only get an EcoBoost, which is the twin turbo V6. Oh. I wanted a V8, and this is the highest you can go with a V8. So
okay. How many horsepower is this thing?
385 horsepower and 300.
You think you need all those?
Well, every single one of them.
I like that. Are you pulling stumps, or what are you doing?
Well, I'm pulling a couple things with it, you know.
So you got to get a boat, or you got to get a Sea-Doo, a Skidoo, or a quad to pull behind?
I've already got the boat to pull, but it might be my dad's, but he might not know if I take it out or not. But
so cool.
Yeah, so.
Well, congratulations on the job and the truck, and happy birthday, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I'm here with Susan and Marvin. So what have you got here, guy?
It's a 1971 Cutlass Supreme.
It's a ragtop, isn't it?
Ragtop, convertible, yep. This is an RMP car. This was bought here right in Regina. Okay. I bought it in 1973 off the original owner. Oh. So this is now 46 years old, so I guess I had it 44 years.
And you're only 12 now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's hard to believe these muscle cars are actually getting that old.
So what is it? It's a
Cutlass Supreme. Yeah.
Cutlass Supreme. What's it got in for an engine?
It's got a Rocket 350 in there.
Ooh, nice.
So that one was just rebuilt by Bruce at ABS Automotive, and he dined and tuned it, and it's 3 1/4 horse, so it's just a nice cruiser.
Cool. Introduce us to your partner here.
That's my sweetie, Susan. And we just like cruising around together and just having a lot of fun summer days like this.
Cool. So what came first, the car or the guy?
The guy, actually, before the car. Yeah,
the guy before the car?
I met him before I met the car. So.
Oh, cool. So it didn't hurt to have a car like this later?
Not at all. Not at all.
Kind of a keeper, huh? I would say.
There you go.
So what's your favorite part of driving around a convertible like this?
Actually, just the fact that we kind of get to hang together and cruise around when the weather is nice. It's just kind of a nice thing to be able to do.
Well, we won't ask her that. She'll have to tell us. I'm sure you can survive.
I can survive in town on the highway. You got to wear a hat. But yeah.
I can remember a long time ago we had a convertible, and yeah, it was pretty hard on people's hair. You said, let's walk to the front of the car and have a look here a little bit. Oh, oopsie daisy. A little bit of heat here today. Yeah, actually, a pretty nice Survivor, huh? For the way it is. Jeez. Did you redo all this in here?
Yeah, from the front clip. It was all taken apart, the suspension redone, the transmission, the motor.
Jeez, you painted that motor. That can't be the factory color, is it?
It's a factory color, yeah.
Wow.
They
called it
the Gold Block Rocket 350.
Gold Block, look at that. Oh my goodness.
So, yeah.
The Gold Block Rocket 350.
Right.
Gee, you did a beautiful job in here. Who did all this?
This is all painted and redone, restored.
Did you do it yourself?
A friend of mine did the painting, but we did it in his garage and did a wonderful job. You know,
it's almost like a body finish on the interior kind of thing.
Yeah,
wow, fantastic. Car looks great.
We're just doing a little bit of detail work here. These are some of my little tools.
Oh, what are those?
Well, we're doing some stone chip repair. And if you get a few little tools, I was just showing.
Show us, do one here. Let's see. What do you got?
You get a little paint here.
Yeah, okay.
And you put the paint on, to a rock chip.
Okay.
And when you put the paint in, it always stays a little higher than the paint
Yeah, it
around
does, exactly. Tell me, okay.
These little tools I made up myself. So this is a little fiberglass rod. You got 2,000 grit wet sandpaper, 3,000 grit, and I do have 600 grit as well.
Okay.
And what you want to do initially is get that painted area down flat. This is another tool I have here from Jaguar Electronics in Regina here.
Okay.
And that's a little nylon rod that's held by this little pencil thing. And basically you can just kind of work this down, and it's essentially just kind of scratching it, but it's so mild that you can just kind of work it very slowly, and you can get that kind of flattened.
You can get that bubble off.
And the first part, you want to get this down flat with the rest of the paint.
Yeah.
Later, you can use kind of a polishing compound or whatever, and you'll virtually make that stone chip disappear.
So, and where do these come into play?
I made these up myself.
And where do you use
this?
those?
Just a little. Well, this you can use as well, and you put a little water on that, so wet sand, and you can
I'll
kind
put
of.
a little water on for
Okay,
you.
there we go, and then we can wet sand this here, and again that's just smoothing it off.
Gee, that's really cool.
So it's kind of stages.
You almost got that thing.
It's just about flat down to where the.
And then you could
rest
actually
of the paint is.
compound a little bit even by hand.
And then you could do a little, compound just to level that off or whatever, and then polish it up.
So you invented all this stuff yourself?
No, just kind of work it together. But I like to share these ideas with the other, share with some
So
of them.
what is this here? This is what's it called again?
This is a little. It's almost like a mechanical pencil.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a
got an abrasion
fiberglass
around
rod there.
Yeah, okay.
Jaguar Electronics are in Regina here. You can look them up.
Yeah.
And so you just put that out there and then just work that down. That's my kind of first little go-to tool.
Yeah.
And just kind of work it away. And
I
it's
love that because
probably-
I've done a lot of that touch-up myself, and you always end up with that little bubble, and that's.
You do, and if you get that down flat, now this is a one-stage paint.
Mhm.
This is a Centauri acrylic enamel.
Okay.
And where
Were
most
you in
of
the paint business or
no,
something?
No, but you learn this. You know,
Yeah.
if you got these cars, you got to know what this is all
Yeah.
about. But this particular paint is the surface of this paint is the paint. It doesn't have a clear coat over top.
Okay, so
you can
this
put
is
a clear
hard
coat.
enamel then on
It is an enamel paint,
Yeah,
and
so
a
you
lot of
can do
cars are
that.
painted that way. So you're working right with the actual paint itself. But if you had base clear, you would actually put your base color in first. Then you could clear coat it. The clear coat would basically be a little higher than the clear coat around here. Then you just work it down flat, buff it, and your paint chip is gone.
Jeez, thank you very much.
You're so welcome.
Hey, your corner.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you.
locations in Saskatchewan, Alberta, and Manitoba, the Capital Auto Group has over 2,500 vehicles to choose from. We take pride in customer service and we don't work on commission. Get your next classic from Capital.